And good morning. I'm meteorologist Megan Selwa. 47 degrees is the latest temperature. We have overcast skies and an east wind at 8 miles per hour. There's lots of heavy rain moving through Kansas and Missouri. This rain is all lifting to the north, and I expect it to reach the Des Moines metro area probably around noon or just after, and then it will be a rainy afternoon with scattered showers. I think we'll avoid any severe thunderstorms today, but later this week we do have the potential for seeing some stronger storms. Rain path for today shows the dry weather this morning and scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms after 1 o'clock tonight through the evening hours as well. These showers and storms will lift off to the east through 10 o'clock, and we will have drier weather during the day on Monday.
I'm not going to repeat everything I said before the break, but the Ron Paul effect is prominent in the delegate selection at this point. Even though they're unbound delegates, when they get to the national convention in Tampa, they'll be able to vote for anybody.
It's my understanding that you have to have a majority of the delegates in at least 5 states in order to have your candidate placed in nomination at the Republican convention. At this point, the Paul people would like to have Ron Paul place nomination. They know he's not going to win the nomination. You've got Minnesota, you've got Iowa, you've got some other the caucus.
And Minnesota's similar to Iowa.
It is,
in terms
in that
of
regard.
The Ron Paul supporters getting actively involved at the caucus level and beyond.
Part of the reason that the Paul people did as well at the district convention is they showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there.
And they said they were going to do
that. And they did that. It's not like, it isn't like people should not have known that this was coming. Now, here's the danger for the outer Republican Party. Got to be careful about this because you've got a situation. A couple of weeks ago, we had a little kerfluffle over the question of whether or not our national committee man and woman and state chairman were going to support Mitt Romney.
Right.
Well, the Paul people would prefer that they say they're going to support Ron Paul for purposes of getting a majority, again, of the delegates so they can place in the nomination. We have to be very careful about that. Mitt Romney is going to be our nominee. Iowa is a very important state. So there's some clouds on the horizon for my party right now. That's not something that can be overcome, but it's a problem.
And A.J. Spike, the chairman of the party, is a Paul supporter.
Yeah, I think that the Republicans should focus on the big tent aspect of creating majorities. There's nothing wrong with people who are enthusiastic and who participate in the process, putting somebody's name in nomination. Lord knows my party's has done that sometimes at some length. But it's hard to fathom the damage this could do. I mean, among the many reasons Mitt Romney should not be president of the United States is that it could be an end to the Iowa caucuses, given what we've seen so far.
Well, I don't think Romney's the problem, though, to be quite honest with you. And Jerry's right about this. The Paul group in Iowa did bring some new people in, and there's probably more idealism, or there was at the time of the caucus, because the caucus was among the Paul people than there was anyone else. But it's still a very difficult and tricky situation right now.
And the Paul push could endanger the Iowa first-in-the-nation status.
Well, there's some talk about that. Hopefully that won't be the case.
Okay. Romney is ending any doubts that he'll be, I don't think we have to say presumptive nominee anymore after the 5-state sweep this week. Gingrich is waiting until next week to officially support Romney. Why is he waiting until next week?
He wants to get through North Carolina for some reason. This is part of his regional prospect. You know, I talked once about the fact that he was running for the president of the old Confederacy. The fact of the matter is, I think he has waited too long. He added something to the debate early on. I think it still sticks in his craw what happened to him in Iowa. I mean, Newt Gingrich's people will still talk about the fact that in Iowa they just feel that he was just devastated by the super PACs. Having said that, it's well past time for him to.
Will we hear from him at the convention? Will he get a spot? Does he have much impact at the national level now?
He will not get a prime speaking spot.
What about Santorum?
I don't believe he will either.
You agree?
Yeah, I do agree. And I said this weeks ago, Mitt Romney's just reaping what he sowed with character assassination of Rick Santorum, character assassination.
Santorum's still not endorsing him.
Right, and it's because they have a memory of what Mitt Romney did to them and the way he did it. They'll never forgive him.
Yeah, but it was worse than Clinton and Obama.
That's a good context to put the question in, but I would say, yes, it is worse, and here's why. I mean, I got a personal phone call from Hillary Clinton, who I supported, asking me to do everything in my power to help Barack Obama. I don't think similar calls are being made from Gingrich. elections.
No, and that's part of the reason I don't think you'll see him at the convention. But having said that, there is a coalescing around Romney now. There's a lot of people in the party that are coming back. If you look at the recent polls, he is polling almost as well among Republicans as President Obama is among Democrats, which is why this is going to be and will continue to be a very close race.
The sort of coalescing you see with cold grape.
We talked last week, you two were not here, about possible vice presidential selections for Romney. Who do you see right now? Marco Rubio was in the news this week.
He was. I do not think it'll be Marco Rubio. Well, I just don't think it's going to be Marco Rubio.
Is the name that's thrown about?
I think that's one you should look at seriously. Here's a couple other names I think you should consider very seriously. One is Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee would bring a little bit of that populist tinge to this. Huckabee is extraordinarily popular in many places in this country. He has done nothing but help himself by being on his Fox show, where he is very collegial, has people from all over, good speaker. So look at that. Here's another name, Kelly Ayotte, who is the junior senator from New Hampshire. She's a former attorney general. The General Miller mentioned her last week. Those are a couple names to watch.
Romney has three problems. He doesn't connect with ordinary people. He doesn't connect with a hardcore Christian base, and he doesn't connect with Democrats or independents. In 2004, John Kerry tried very hard to get John McCain to be his running mate. If he had, he would have won the presidency. If Romney is smart, he's spending every day on the telephone with former governor, now United States Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, trying to get from him support in all three of those categories he desperately needs support in. Manchin's pro-gun, pro-family, pro-life, pro-tax cut, and it would be a home run selection.
And a Democrat, and has also said that he is not sure he will support President Obama for
in the general election.
Exactly.
I thought that might have even been, I haven't talked to the senator, but I thought that might have been sending a message.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk more about President Obama.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know how to take care of myself anymore. I just lost it. And then Jenny came along. It was like this big life raft.